Hello, I am making this video for my Intro to Sociology course. This is our Made In assignment where I'm going to show you a little preview of my closet and tell you if the items in my closet are made in a country that is part of the top 10 worst places for workers to work in the world. Starting us off, we have this blue dress. I am not entirely sure how to pronounce the brand name on this one, but I am going to give it a shot. Exlura, so a bit of a difficult name to pronounce. Sorry if I mispronounced that. It was made in China, which I just found out that despite all that we hear about how terrible their working conditions are, they are not a part of the top 10 worst countries to work in the world. But they are a little bit high on where they are, because if they are in that 4 range, there's a systematic violation of rights, and that's about where they are, so that's not great, but better than being one of the worst. The next item that I have is from 9 West Jeans, but it is not a pair of jeans, so that's a little bit not exactly telling you what it is. This was made in India. India is not one of the worst places to work in the world. However, yet again, it is very high up there, being at nearly 5, which means that there's no guarantee that you will actually have rights where you are working. But as I said, better than working somewhere where you definitely won't have any rights. The next item that we have is a shirt that was unfortunately attacked by some bleach at one point or another. It is a Terra and Sky shirt, and it was made in El Salvador, which is not on the list of top 10 countries to top worst countries to work for or work in. The next item that we have is a Disney sweatshirt. It has Stitch, and I am unfortunately a sucker for anything Stitch. As I said, it was a Disney one. It was created by Spirit Jersey, and it was made in Guatemala, which unfortunately is on that list, and it is very common for there to be murders and extreme violence, as well as union busting and dismissals, which not great, and it is yet another reason for me to not like Disney at this moment, but unfortunately Stitch is one of my weaknesses. So the next item that I have is a purse that was made in Africa. While they are high, most places are high on the list for being up in the 3s to 5s in that area, this was actually created by a nonprofit organization that helps women help other women and orphan children, as well as people who have been affected by AIDS. So very good. The next item that we have is a pair of leggings, which thankfully has pockets. As many women who are going to watch this know, having pockets is very important. It is a Member's Mark, or Everyday Design. Hard to tell which it is because they're right next to each other. It was made in China, which thankfully, even though it is high up there, it is not one of the worst places to work in the world. The next item that we have is a pair of Nike athletic shorts. I lost the tag. Give me a minute. This was made in Vietnam, which I have just found out is not on the top 10 worst places to work in the world, so that is good. However, it's Nike, so not entirely good because of all of the child labor laws with their shoes that they were violating. The next thing that we have is a pair of shoes. These are Skechers. They were made in Vietnam, which, like we just found out, or at least I did, is not one of the top 10 worst places to work in the world. Now that the showing and telling part of this video is over, so I did not know that some of these were or weren't on the list, and I don't know about the countries a lot, or I don't know much about the countries. We definitely should care about workers' rights because they are the people who are making or selling these items, and it is important that they do have rights. However, due to the countries that they live in, they have less rights, or it's common for them not to have rights, which not very good, even if we are just looking at this from this country. If I discovered that something came out of a sweatshop with children employed, if I knew what brand it was, then I probably wouldn't still buy it unless it was a gift, and then even then I probably wouldn't wear it a lot just because I knew where it came from. But I wouldn't buy them, I wouldn't go looking like, oh, there's this and this brand that has children employed for them and probably doesn't pay them a lot. That's probably not going to happen. Overall, I've learned a bit more about different places and how they treat their employees or people who are workers. And it was very interesting to learn about places that I thought there were going to be on there weren't on there, or places that I thought definitely weren't going to be on there were on there. Thank you for watching this video. Goodbye.